I'm Kitty Goddess. I'm a horror video streamer on Twitch. I play anything from Outlast, Little Nightmares, Faz, anything horror. I'm your girl. Most people tend to call me Goddess.
If it kills me, it kills me at this point, because, I was kidding. That really scared the crap out of me!
Okay, easy enough.
Tease me. That's a dead end.
I also like to help Twitch streamers in any way that I can or with anything that may come up. When someone is starting up, there are many things that people do that ultimately make it so that it's harder to keep someone's attention. For example, people tend to actually forget to talk when they are streaming, especially if they have nobody in the chat. It is so important that you guys learn to talk to basically yourselves, because you want people to come in and see someone who is engaging and talkative and is not just numbly playing through the game.
Yep.
Literally talk about what's going on in the game. Talk about things that you're passionate about. You want people to come in and see that you are worth keeping up. If they start also chatting and you don't respond back to them, people tend to feel ignored. What you want to do is either have chat on a second monitor. If you don't have that, a phone, a tablet. And if you don't have a second monitor and you're on PC, use the Restream overlay. It helps you with chatting. A lot of people, if they feel like they are being ignored, they will leave the stream. Another thing that people tend to do is when raiding, they tend to raid within their friend group or people that they know. I'm not saying that you can't raid people like your friends and stuff, but branch out, raid someone you haven't met yet. You never know. What I tend to do is I raid out to someone who's playing the same game as I am, but I always make sure that they're not on followers only. And I tend to text a little bit and see that they're actually talking back to chat, because nothing's worse than not being seen when you have raided somebody. After raiding, I even tend to stay in the chat for a while and actually try to get to know them if I can. Because not always will you be able to. Sometimes you literally have to get off that second. Like, there's no choice. And that is completely fine. Sometimes I even stay and I actually talk to them about things that I see in their stream. Like, I remember this one time I had seen a bunch of people using a bunch of sounds and I asked about it and I found out about sound alerts. Or somebody had this really interesting bot that was doing like a bunch of different things for them. Found out that that was a streamer bot. And I wouldn't have known that if I wouldn't have branched out and met other people. A lot of the people that I actually know nowadays is because I've rated them or they rated me or someone rated them. Like, you never know. Networking is so important. You never know who you're gonna meet while rating someone. It's super important that you branch out. The way you raid is by doing /raid space and somebody's Twitch username without adding them. I don't think that actually works. Correct me if I'm wrong. But the other way that I've recently found out about is /raid browser, which is actually really cool and kind of handy, because you can actually do quick filters, which can do like same category, if you're following them, if they've rated you, if there's special events like charity streams, drop enabled, or affiliate anniversaries, which is really handy and really cool. And you actually get to see a preview of their stream, which is actually super, super handy. It also shows you some really cool information once you click on them, like if they're subscribed to you, if they follow you, if they've rated you, and vice versa. Plus, it also shows how long the stream has been up for. I've also seen people have followers only chat enabled on their stream. This, a lot of the time, makes it so people don't want to chat in your stream, or they just don't raid you, because that is something that I do. I don't raid people who are in followers only chats, because it just about ruins the raid half the time. You get in there, you're about to paste the message, and bam, followers only. Like, oh, never mind then. It also feels like a cheap way to try to get people to follow you. it doesn't work out one way or the other. People tend to actually have little raid messages for people to paste once they get into the other chats. And that's really cool and makes it feel like the whole raid is actually very like conjoined, if that makes sense. But there are some things that I've noticed that some people do as well, where they will use their follower emotes to have like the little raid message. But a lot of people aren't aware that you can't use those outside of your stream because they're exclusively for your chat. Another thing that actually bugs a lot of people is having excessive caps or emote filters on. When using a bot, you have to remember that the bots will have their own settings for moderation. And it's good to turn off the excessive caps, the excessive emotes, especially because some people have their raid message as with excessive caps, and they have like a lot of emotes, like mine does. Mine, for example, is literally just chaotic raid, and it has little wings and stuff, right? And it ruins the raid because everyone is trying to paste the message in, and they're getting timed out, timed out, timed out. I've actually had that happen before. It is so annoying and also ruins the raid. Also, having the filter to make sure that people don't send links, that's also not the best idea. A lot of people tend to want to clip your stream, and once they clip it, a lot of people like to send it into the chat so that people can see that you clip something. And a lot of the time, they just get timed out, and it's just annoying. A lot of people say that they have that on so that bots don't actually like post links and stuff, but it doesn't stop the bots because the bots don't use links. They try to circumvent that little thing by literally going like something something dots, like the actual word dots, and then com, and or like get rid of the space, and then like they always circumvent it, so it's not stopping the bots. All it's really doing is stopping people from wanting to chat in your stream, because at the end of the day, we are all still really small streamers, and we can actually just delete that message if we need to. It's not like chat is going 10 million miles a minute and you're not catching that one person who puts a link into stream that you didn't want. Also, when getting raided, I have seen people who actually don't know what a raid is or what to do when a raid is happening, especially if you're more of a newer streamer. Basically, a raid is when somebody who is streaming before ending decides to take their community to your community, basically brings the hype and lets people meet new people, especially if you are non-affiliate. It helps you out with numbers and possibly helps you get affiliate. Now, this is what I do in my streams once I get raided. I'll thank the person for raiding me. I'll tell my chat to follow them. If I don't know them, I will ask them what kind of games they play, how the game went. And if I do know them, I'll tell chat what they're about, what kind of games I've seen them play, if they're a cool person, just different things like that. And then I'll introduce myself and I will say who I am, some games that I've played, kind of a little intro for who you are and what you're about, you know? I will also pause the game if I can to give them their full attention. Always treat each raid exactly the same, whether it's one person raiding or 30 people raiding. It's always good to make someone feel like they chose the correct person for the raid. Setting up a shoutout command is also pretty good. You can do the integrated shoutouts like /shoutouts or exclamation SO for shoutout. And sometimes if you are like on a PC, you can add actual little clips that play from that person's stream so that people can actually see what they're kind of about and the kind of vibe that they have. It's really nice to add that personal touch. But if you're on console, that is fine if you can't. But just having at least Stream Elements or Nightbots just give out a quick shout outs. It'll show that person's link, what game they were playing, and just tells them like, go follow this person. They were last seen playing X game at this in this address. Another thing is also not having alerts to show that someone's like followed you or rated you, you know, those kind of things. If you're in console, at bare minimum, having a bot that'll alert you of somebody following you, somebody rating you is super, super helpful. Because again, nothing is worse than rating and not getting noticed or acknowledged. Another thing is adding a few common commands like exclamation SO, which again we talked about it being for the shoutouts. And the other one that's very common for people to have is the exclamation lurk, because a lot of people like to tell the person like, hey, I'm here, but I'm going to just lurk. and they like to have that like little message pop up. So it's good to at least have that kind of command. There's so many commands that you can do and have fun with, but at bare minimum, start with those two first. Adding commands is another good way to have people actually engage in your stream some more. For example, I have a duel command, so you can actually duel another person in the chats, and a lot of people like to use that in my streams. Another thing is, when getting affiliate, a lot of people get really excited. They see that email and they're like, sweet, I'm affiliate. But there's still onboarding you have to do. You still have to go through a process. If you want to be able to get your money a lot faster, using PayPal is a really easy way. I believe PayPal's payout is $50. But if you do like a direct deposit kind of thing, it's, I believe, $100. Correct me if I'm wrong. Once you get an affiliate and you get approved and all that stuff, it's also good to use your channel points, even if it's for the simplest things like drinking water or going as far as my stream where you can actually redeem for me to play a non-horror game. Because I primarily play horror games, a lot of people are like, oh, I'm going to make you play X game. This will be fun to watch you play. It's always good. So use your channel points for like fun, silly things that your stream can do to you. Another thing, going back to the PayPal thing, you also want to make a PayPal business account so that it has your channel name instead of your actual name, especially if you don't wish to be doxxed, because the minute somebody actually tips, you will get doxxed. It'll tell them your name if it's a personal account. I've had many people find that out this way by somebody tipping and being like, hey, it told me your name. Like, oh, crap. Not what I wanted to do, but okay. So it's a good idea to make yourself one that is just saying your Twitch name, like mine just says Chaotic Goddess when somebody tips me. But yeah, a lot of people like the interactiveness of streams, especially with the smaller streamers, because you can chat, you can do things. There's a lot more one-to-one that you can do with a person than if you were a much bigger streamer. Also, if you're expecting to get boatloads of money after getting affiliates, then this isn't for you. Because you will get money in time, but it takes ages to be able to make any kind of money most of the time. Like, I remember my first payout was 2 years after I got affiliate. Actually, no, 2 years after I started streaming. It took a while. So be prepared for that. After finishing stream, a lot of people don't tend to do any kind of checks as well. Like, people don't check their stream to see if anything is going wrong. Even some people are uncomfortable with hearing their voice, but it's important for you to watch your stream back to see if there's anything that you need to change. Things can go wrong even for the most seasoned streamer. And your audience will not tell you that something is going wrong with your stream a lot of the time. For example, I remember streaming Alice Madness Returns, and the entire stream, I had my mic turned off. I had one viewer, but they never actually told me that I didn't have my voice in the entire game. So you can actually go into my YouTube channel and see that one stream where I forgot to unmute because I posted it as a speed run to kind of try to save it. Going into games, you can always choose to be a person that only streams one game at a time or one game or 2 games. But there's also people that do variety streams like I do. I'm a horror variety streamer. The game you stream doesn't matter as long as you are enjoying the game, the audience will too. Some games do have a cult following though. So people will watch while you play that game in particular, but will not stay around to watch you play other games, and that is okay. Understanding that some people will only be here for that one game will help a lot. It is not that your content is lacking. You just are not playing the game that they are interested in. A good example of these kinds of games are Amori and Bendy and the Ink Machine. Now, another thing is also comparing yourself to other streamers. It's one thing to strive to be like a person, not because of jealousy, but as a goal to strive to. I have seen people struggle more in their streaming journey because they feel like they are not doing as well as another person, when in reality, your stream is your own. Another thing is also thinking that your stream is good enough and not trying to improve it in any way. Your stream is always growing and there's always going to be ways to improve it. Lastly, waiting until you have a specific piece of equipment before you start limits you. The most important and difficult part is for you to just start streaming. I myself started streaming on an Xbox One playing Grounded. It is always about you and what you do with what you have. The equipment will come in time. but just press start. Also, not taking care of your mental health is another one. I have seen my share of people that burn out and quit streaming because they have made themselves stream as much as they can with no breaks. This is the kind of thing that you can do however much you want, but learning what your limit is key. I used to stream every time I played a horror game, so I always felt a lot of pressure to stream as soon as I was playing any horror game. That turned into every other day to try to minimize that. Currently, my schedule is Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. It is a much more manageable schedule for me. Again, what works for me is not going to work for you. And learning when you need breaks. Keep in mind, the people who like your content will stick around with you, and the others will go elsewhere, and that is okay. You need this time off so you don't burn yourself out. Remember, your mental health is more important than the stream. The important thing is to just start streaming. Make it more interactive, to not add things to stream to stop bots that will impede people's ability to mess with you in chat. Take breaks when you need to. Raid as often as you can to as many people as you can. Always check your streams after and see ways you can improve. As long as you do this and play games you enjoy playing, people will enjoy watching your streams and getting to know you. You'll definitely see a lot more retention. But anyways, that is going to do it for me for today. So I will see you guys next time. Bye! Hey guys, that's going to be it for me. Thank you to each and every one of you guys for tuning in and supporting me. Don't forget to subscribe. You can also check out the previous video or watch the next video from the links below. Bye!